Hey guys, this is Allison from Allylatkreations. Creations. How are you? Spiritual soul advice. I have not been able to get to my oracle cards. I still have them out. But before I go into today's topic, which is the Lion's Gate and the full moon that is today, please hit that like, share, because it's caring, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have it within you to support my work, if you get a connected got, a new author, a new book to read, a mic drop moment, an epiphany, or just want to support me in my move and to feed me, all the links will be listed in the description box of how to do that. Now, I usually do oracle cards for these major energy events because they're very important to know what spirit is wanting you to do the work. Though my energy has been funky because of everything going on in and around my universe here. So I haven't been able to really hone in on much. I've been getting a lot of downloads, a lot of ear buzzing, a lot of not feeling the greatest, spiritually, mentally, and bodily. Normal. Especially under my circumstances. And I only do and pull cards when I am clear. So, what's going on? Like Alice, what's going on? There's a lot of upheaval happening. The world is crumbling before our very eyes. There are a lot of things that are not being spoken about here in the United States that are being spoken about in the rest of the world because they shield us. Most of this stuff we're watching a fucking movie. But what does this have to do with spirituality, Allison? As the things in around our world are collapsing, the infrastructure, the skyrocketing prices all over the place, the illusion that things look like they're dropping, they might drop for a little bit, but then they're gonna come right back up. Food prices are high, sky high. We really all have to think about what is this trying to show us? You know, when people come in and out of your life, for example, some people signed a contract with you or had an arrangement to teach you a lesson, whether it be a bad husband, a bad relationship, a bad friend. Instead of getting negative about it and like and want to take vengeance out on that person, like maybe ask yourself, why did I have them come and do that to me? It's a free will choice, but then some of these things are arranged. And on a collective scale, a lot of us signed up to be here for now for many numerous reasons. A lot of us are tired. I scroll in a lot of the community comments, especially about people in the 5D spiritual groups, the ascension groups, starseed groups. And again, you don't need to be a starseed to feel these things. It's collectively. We're all collectively here. We're all human. Our souls might not be, but we are inhabiting physical vehicles, so it don't matter at this point. We all bring a piece to the puzzle. We're all here to emanate light and love. And there's not that much love and light being spewed out from the masses. It's being spewed from a few, and those few are tired. We're exhausted. We having our own lives upheaved, and we're all, in the tarot, it's called the tower moment. We're all having a tower moment to some extent. Something is crumbling in and around us. It could be a personal or it could be an outer um thing in the environment that is causing this tower effect, but we're all going through the death. We're rebirthing. Many of us are rebirthing. We are transforming consciously, physically. We're doing a lot, and keep up the good fight. I know I wake up every day looking at utter chaos. There is chaos all over my house. I work really well in chaos, but I still like a clean house, and it irks me that it's filthy. Not because I want it to be, because I'm one person and I got to tackle all the packing and the boxing and and I got to get that done and clear it out before I can vacuum and get everything clean. Irks me. But we're all going through some kind of upheaval in our lives, some more than others. And what we need to focus on is not devaluing somebody's feelings, because we're all going through something different. And to say someone has it worse is disrespectful, and it's not valuing the person's emotions. Everybody's going through hard times, and we all chose these hard times. So the people in the third world country signed up for that experience. We all are a character on a stage, and we all chose different parts to play in hopes that it would start awakening the masses to the injustices that we've been living under. I'm sorry, it is stupid humid in my house, and there might be rain on the way. Spirit keeps knocking at the Amish mindset. I went over on the last talk. And let's talk about from when I last posted that video and the Dolores Cannon video. A little uptick, but I'm seeing more people, one or two on especially Facebook, that are starting to share other people's achievements, whether they wrote a book, whether they're liking artwork that person did. And again, I'm not saying if you don't like something, obviously don't give it a like. That's obvious. But it's more about the support for the person, for their upliftment, giving them some compassion that they're trying. You see that they're out there putting out whatever they're doing. Today, a very nice girl I went to high school with, her daughter makes jewelry, just like all the beaded jewelry that I usually wear. It's too hot, and I don't want them to break moving stuff, so I took them off. But her daughter makes these bracelets, and she was running a sale, so I shared it on my Facebook page, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." Like, no, more people should be doing this. It's like you're trying to support your local community. You're in my local community. I know you from high school. Why should I mean, it doesn't need to be every day, but like, you post something, I'm going to post it if I see it. It's those small things that reach more people, and more people who then go back and share it. They might not even know her, or that her daughter owns has a business, and that they run out of the mall, out of a consignment shop. It's the small little things that you do on a day-to-day basis that can help others, that takes no effort, is what spirit is driving home. doing the inner work, going inside. And why I'm doing a video right now is because this is the time for Uber manifestation, for doing the inner work and purging everything out of you. And what do I mean by that? Dealing with your shit. Looking yourself in the mirror and saying, why has this cycle kept continuously going? Why do I keep getting bad relationships? Why do I keep attracting creepy people? Whatever it is, why can't I attract people? Whether it be a relationship, a love relationship, or a friendship, or whatever have you. What is it that you might be doing that's toxic that you're not aware of? Start thinking about it. Start tracking back conversations. And, of course, we're biased because we have the first person experience. But if you could take yourself and be a third person watching and going back in your mind and like watching what you're doing and how that might come across to somebody else and being more cognizant of how you're making others feel, you could change your mindset. And it's not to say you're changing yourself, and it's not to say that you're going to change the way you are. It's your approach. You could be who you are. Not everybody's going to be able to accept who you are. That's perfectly fine. But maybe it's the way you're projecting your words or coming across that you can just tweak the way you're saying things to not have them come across so whatever the have you. That's turning people off. Not all the time do we admit that we all have faults. We all say and do things that hurt other people we're not even aware of. And we're not really consciously aware at times. Maybe it's just the approach, and that could be tweaked. Maybe I could say, word things differently where they're not coming across in such tones that are throwing people for a loop. This is the time to let go of things that no longer serve you. So in my example, my house no longer serves me. 90% of the things in my house no longer serve my purpose. So I got to get rid of them. What am I doing to help my community today? The donation van is coming at 7:00 in the morning, I hope. It's almost 1 a.m. now. A little later, I'm going to go out and put signs on all the bags and everything I'm donating. And they're going to take it away. And a lot of that stuff is stuff that other people can use. Walkers, toilet, the accessible toilets for people who can't make it to the bathroom, bowling balls, golf clubs, books, clothing, shoes. There's so much there. Kitchen appliances never used. Foot spa, crock pot, unboxed. Couldn't sell it. Now I'm going to give it to a donation where it's going to be distributed to people who really need it. It's that simple. I'm hoping to sell some furniture because I really do need the money. I'm calling the realtor tomorrow. Get the ball rolling. Friday is going to be, recycling and garbage night. Like a lot of stuff is going to be put to the curb, and I'm going to put it on, Facebook pages. Hey, free shit. If you're interested, here's the address. Come pick it up. It's going to be out there. Get it before 3, 4 in the morning because they come early. That's it. You don't think it's helping people, but it does. What abundance do you have that you can let go of, that you have abundance enough of it that you're not going to miss it if it leaves. And that's really, besides doing the inner work to heal your inner wounds, your inner child, I'm going to read the Aquarius full moon. Aquarius full moon is still working with the Lion's Gate energy. It is the last supermoon, so that's how it appears closer to us, of the year, which can make it more intense emotionally. It is a time for forgiveness, so we can mend the pain and trauma we have experienced as a collective here on Earth. Make a list of all the issues you see here on Earth and in your life that you would like to see healed. Write them out and burn them in the fire this full moon. Send as much love and light as you can to the collective. Great healing is taking place here on Earth at this time, and this is written by the Soul Center. Again, most of the planets are in retrograde now. I think there's 3 not in retrograde, and usually the ones that like Mercury, everybody's like, oh, my cell phone, my computer, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's a big one everybody really hears about, but like Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, those are heavy, 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 dense planets that heavily affect us. Even if you're not into astrology and you're like, what the? Notice how everybody's on edge because they don't know that they have things surfacing up within them that they got to heal. And then say adios. Bye. Sending you my love. And moving on to a new journey. We have to heal. And this is bringing up the collective. How do we heal the collective? Well, what's wrong with the planet right now? Just about everything. People are not waking up. I mean, and yes, it takes time, but those of us who are awake are tired of holding the space. And not because we're not trying to do a good job. It's depleting our energy to go and do what we need to do in our lives. But if more people wake up, they can hold the light while we get replenished, and then we come back and they replenish, and it's a cycle. We can't do that if everybody's snoozing. There's not enough of us. We think there is. Maybe not. But we really need to get that exchange happening where more people are doing the work. And it's not just the adults. We're trying to show the children how to make a better world. We're the ones that are making a better world for them. I don't care if you don't have children. I don't have children. It's not the point. They're our future. They're the ones that are going to take care of us. You would hope. That's like the cycle we're told when we're, adults. Our adults told us when we were little. You're going to be taking care of us, and we're so scared because, is the truth. Are we showing the kids a good example by just sitting on our morals and they're going to school not being able to breathe, boogers everywhere, drool everywhere, you're chewing on it? Is that really healthy? There's right now in the narrative, a one-sided narrative. A lot of people are starting to wake up in understanding about this one-sided narrative. No one's saying that you're wrong in your thinking, because you're thinking about everybody else. But are you really thinking about yourself? Did you do the research, and did you look in other places besides the 3 or 4 that are all owned by the same entity, just different names. You know, when you get diagnosed with something, sometimes we go get a second opinion, right? Because, you know, you would like to hear a different perspective, especially when it comes to the C word or to other, you know, catastrophic illnesses. You want to have more than one opinion. You want to know, maybe that doctor misdiagnosed you. They have good intentions, but maybe they're reading the charts wrong, or maybe there's more to the story. And we didn't get that opportunity with what just went down in the world. And there's studies from different countries showing and proving that a lot of things were theater. And I'm sorry to have to say that to people, but you got to find that evidence. It's out there. My Telegram page has a lot. And I don't like to upset anybody. A lot of people fell for it the first time. It's fine, because this is what mind control is. This is what they do. They control your mind. They feed you things through the television. I don't have any television hooked up, and I selectively choose what I watch carefully. We have to understand that we're healing a planet, because Gaia, Terra, Earth, whatever you want to call it, is sentient. And we have to understand the sentience needs our energy. And our energy is a part of her. We can't give her the energy if we don't have the energy, and everything is being sucked from us because most of us are empaths and everybody's going banana nuts. So how do we fix this problem? That exercise is perfect. And if more people do it and more people partake, and you don't have to do that one in particular, but grounding your energy, visualizing Earth, however you see Earth, and that's your perception, and sending it love and light. Do it once a day. Just visualize it. You don't need to sit in an hour meditation if you can't do that. A lot of people can't sit in meditation. A lot of people don't realize when you're washing the dishes or you're cleaning, you are meditating. You're in a different, you're zoned out. So that is one exercise for this full moon. Now this is Lionsgate portal. Highly charged frequencies, energies, are coming in to heal the planet at this moment. We are now downloading high vibrational light codes in our bodies to upgrade and level up our vibration here on Earth. Surrender to the universal plan, healing the Earth as well. We ascend and grow with the change in vibration. Feel the power of the energy coming in. The Divine Mother, Solaris, has returned to bring back in the feminine healing energy to Earth. And that's also from Soul Center. Now, earlier today, I read the Urantia book, and I read paper 34. And it was about the Mother Spirit. And why I literally was taken aback by this, because it's divine timing. Co-host is here. In this divine timing, with what I read, it went into a flash of light. Now, whether people believe the sun that you see in the sky is giving out the coronal ejections, giving us the CMEs, which are light codes, or you're envisioning the inner Earth sun, or you're talking about Alcyone, regardless, the energy is coming from everything and everywhere. It's in the photonic belt that we're in. So Earth, however you're imagining Earth to be in your mind, it's again perception. We're in a space going through a partically charged photonic belt, and it's a higher density, and our bodies can't take it. So as we're going through, we're already in it. We're being upgraded so we can get out of it and not unscathed. And again, you don't need to believe any of this. But the waves are coming in of information, of downloads, of just things popping into your paradigm that you don't pay attention to. And then all of a sudden you're like, why? Why are you seeing all these birds? Why are they popping out to you all of a sudden? What's the symbology behind the birds or the animals that are coming? I know multiple friends that, like, the last couple of days are starting to notice birds in particular, but also other animals that are just popping into their purview wherever they're going. It's just, why? Now ask yourself, what is the symbology of what you're seeing? Are they spirit totems? Are they dreamscape animals? Are they the ethereal beings? Are they the nature spirits? What are they to you? And why are they all of a sudden popping up? Look at it. Look at the symbology of it. Spirit wakes us up in different ways and gives us different modes of learning through nature. It's why my oracle cards always say, go ground in nature, go look in nature, walk through nature, because nature is giving you symbolism that otherwise you don't get anywhere else. And that's usually through the animals, the trees, the plants. And no, not everybody has access to that, but then put on binaural beats or watch videos that just, beautiful sounds in nature and see what you see in those videos. Even in a city, you still have wildlife. It's not absent. I mean, by me, I have a lot of hawks, a lot of dragonflies. And then I have kitties. So I just I just feel like right now we're all being asked to purge out our old lives to get used to what will be a new paradigm for many of us. It's not that we are necessarily in lack, although I definitely feel like I'm in lack right now. I definitely am. But mindset wise, you don't need all the material items you have accumulated throughout your life. Yeah, memories are great, but pictures are great too. What is it that you need to purge? What is it that you have enough of that others don't have that could help them out? Money is nice, but not all of us have it. But what do we have in abundance that we can give others? Sharing a smile with somebody on the street that's just random, saying hi to people. It's weird, especially in New York. Leave me alone. But deep down inside, that lifts them up. So, someone's saying hi to me? This is odd. The way I look? What? It works. What is it that you can do to uplift others and yourself? Another thing that you could do, especially for this portal and this supermoon, I'm looking for a water bottle. I have to fill it up and clean it. But a glass water bottle, or any water bottle. Let's put that down. Speak into the water and then put it in your window. Speak good intentions into it. Speak what you would like to release. Some people don't like to do that because you want to uplift the water because you're going to take it in. But the moon can also transmute those things into better outcomes. So whatever you feel comfortable with, like talk to your water because that holds memory and holds vibration. Put it in the window. And then when you're feeling yucky, drink it. Some people drink it right after. Some people wait a few days, then they drink it. It's up to you. But that's another way to start manifesting. Write down on a list, what is it that you want for your life? If you were given a chance to start all over, what are you taking with you? Who are you taking with you, if anybody? And what do you see for yourself for the next part of your life? If you had to stop and remove everything out of your life, what would it be in your new life? Write it down. What do you want to see yourself obtain in 2 to 3 years? It could be a long-term goal. It could be in 3 weeks. What do you want for yourself? And remember, when you are trying to manifest, things don't happen right away. As many people like, oh, I manifested this and it happened yesterday. Some people get lucky, but realistically, not everybody is able to manifest material things in a snap. Doesn't work like that for most people. You got to put it out into the ether and you have to draw it into you. What do you want to see yourself doing? I know specifically I would like to get a job back in education. I need to do that in another state because the state no longer vilifies me or wants me here. So, cat hair, I have to move. I want to see myself in a house where I could start my own legacy, even if it's by myself. I want to be able to obtain a safer, newer car that when the winter hits, I'm not ice skating all over the place. I want to obtain more of a following on my channel. I would like to obtain more sales of my artwork and get my created Alley creations, epoxy resin creations in a store. I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to start a garden in wherever I move. I want to either have a backyard or a front yard that has obtainable vegetables and fruit that if someone needs, they can take. These are obtainable goals. They're not far reaching. They're not like, oh, I want a mansion and I want a Lambo and I want some Louis Vuitton. And oh my goodness, maybe I can get my hair back to my dark black color, which I don't want. I don't want to go back there. As much as I love my hair color, I like I'm kind of on this. You know, for some people, it's just like, I want to eat more than once a day. Like, that's another one of my goals without having to worry where the money comes from to buy the food. I want to be able to take in more kitties, especially if I move and I'm still single for some time. You know, also, I want to find somebody who I'm compatible with in terms of mentally, physically, with Not hard. You know, you have to compromise here and there, but someone who's going to treat me properly. And that's not easy to come by. And a lot of people are in that, you know, where is my soulmate? Where's my twin flame? It's not easy for us star seeds, light workers, and a lot of other people. You know, and you think in the first place, a lot of people get married thinking they're the ones, and then they end up getting divorced 10 to 12, 20 years later. People change. So it's getting the right relationship and having it last. These are all the things you can manifest. These are all the things that you can set your goals to and your mindset and focus on it, put it out into the ether and think about maybe you're in a dead end job. Maybe it's not making you enough money, or it's not giving you the pleasure that you're seeking in terms of being happy. A lot of people get jobs because it has health insurance and But are you happy? Are you truly happy to wake up and go to work every day? Most people are not. Unless you're doing something that you love to do. And then it doesn't matter how much you're making, you try to do and subsidize it in other ways. I loved my job. I was protecting and shielding little kids. I was helping them physically. I loved my job. It didn't make much. That's why I'm in my situation, to be honest. Teachers in New York, after a few years, are making about $65,000 to $70,000 a year. Someone that was at 8 years in my position, I was only making 34,000, and then take all the New York taxes out of it. What are you really making? I'm at poverty line. I'm in the 20s. What savings do I, you know, I had a little savings that I blew through. I want to have a job where I can work one job and have all my side stuff that makes me happy doing anyway, and be able to maintain a house, be able to attain the lifestyle that I choose to have. It's not much. I want to spread knowledge. I want to be able to help people and brighten up everybody's day. It's not hard to ask, right? And it's not hard to manifest. It's just taking the action, putting the action into the motion and doing that. So what am I doing right now? Instead of doing all this upliftment and doing videos all the time, I'm sitting here and cleaning out everything that I've ever had, and my parents, that they hid. My mom hoarded stuff and I had no idea. I had no idea. When I redid the rooms, I did not touch her master bedroom because of all the heavy furniture. Well, that was wrong of me to not do because, wow, insanity. And then what goes on in the attic? Oh, like everything has something within something within something. And now I have to physically haul it out or donate it. It's a nightmare. My poor kitty, I don't have air conditioning, so she's sitting in the fan. Then her hair is uplifting into my eyes, so I do apologize. What are other things you can do for this full moon and for this gateway? Falling asleep to binaural beats, having an intention in your head that you would like to remember your dreams. Maybe you are somebody that gets your information from your dream state. Not everybody consciously gets their downloads. Some people have to sleep and they get their downloads. But then you don't know that you got your downloads because you're not remembering your dreams. So that's another way that you can focus in on that. getting back to the Rancher book, and I know I just cut off everything quickly. The Flash. That could possibly happen. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this stuff. But what was interesting and how spirit was sinking was that in the spiritual community, they're talking about the divine feminine being black here. And that this flash of light or consciousness from frequency and vibration would hit the planet, which it has been. More people are now becoming more consciously aware of what's going on in the world, what the real narrative has been, and the false narrative. So people are now seeing between the veil of things. People are starting to get spiritual signs. We only know of a masculine dominating world, and it's been that way since the dawn of time. They've taken the female essence out of the equation. We have to obey to men. We have not equal pay. We weren't able to vote. Throughout time, females have been treated and talked down about since the dawn of time. Though we're the ones giving birth to creation. Go have you, right? So the divine feminine energy is gonna come in to equalize. It's not taking away the divine masculine. It's going to equal itself out so that both poles, if you listen to the Kabbalion that I do, both poles inhabit feminine and masculine energy. It's going to equalize it. So both are equal. And we're going to have more of a feminine overtone in the beginning. Once things are equaled out, great. But we're lacking that feminine energy, and it's now starting to come in more and more. And if you notice, more women are standing up, are more conscious, are becoming able to see through the veil, where men are slowly catching up and slowly understanding the difference between the two. I don't know. Every time I put the video on, my eye keeps getting itchy, blurry, annoying. Do apologize. So with this 8-day portal and this full moon, we're start to shifting the paradigm, but it's up to us to do so. So how do we do that? Is we trying to change our mindset, trying to let go and heal the wounds that we have. This is something I want to read, and I don't know the author, so I do apologize. To work on yourself is the best thing you can do. Accept that you are not perfect, but you are enough. And then start working on everything that destroys you. Your insecurities, your ego, your dark thoughts. You will see in the end, you will make peace with yourself, and that's the greatest thing in the world. And it's the truth. And again, if you follow me on my other readings, we're on a pendulum swinging. We are in duality. We are going to have dark days and light days. We're going to have to find the neutrality in it. We need to come to center with everything so that both sides are equal. No one is perfect. I don't know. I never met a perfect person that didn't have a flaw or imperfection in them. We are trying to obtain perfection. And what is perfect for yourself might not be perfect for the next person over there. But you are enough. What can you do in your everyday practices to make sure you know you're enough? It's up to you. No one else. There's a state of being lonely where you're needing another person and being dependent on another person. And then there's a state of loneliness where you're at peace. I'm at peace with being alone. I made peace with that a long time ago. As my friends kept coming in and out of my life and everybody's doing their own thing, and I feel that I wasn't enough because I was left out. I didn't have the husband and the family that everybody else had. I didn't have the friends to go out with anymore, to go to have a social life. I didn't want to be a third wheel. It's not comfortable. If there's other people there that are single and then there's couples, it's a different story. But when it's just you and then a couple, it depends on the dynamic of the people, to be honest. But it's not that comfortable. We have to know that we are enough and that we're here with a purpose, and that we made this agreement with upstairs that we would be here at some capacity to help out the earth. So we need to figure out, if you can't figure out what your mission is, that's not a problem, because you could still visualize giving love and light to the earth, giving love and light to the collective, having the Amish mindset, not allowing people to fall around you. So what is it that you're abundant in that you could share with others that then you're not lacking? What services can you provide for nothing to help other people? Yes, we all need money, but this is the root of what gets everybody in trouble in the first place. This is why the world is the way it is, because everybody's out for themselves and not many are out for the whole. And that's reflecting on these children growing up now. They're all in the technology. Very few are outside playing and having humility and compassion for others. Not all kids, but many kids. A lot of kids can't handle not having instantaneous gratification. And I know that because I worked in the classroom for 8 years with different grades and different ages. And no matter what the age, the kids who don't get gratified instantly throw a fit. They're not using their imagination. They're not critically thinking. They're not being imaginative because they're not given the opportunity to be that. Everybody's shoving something in their face. Because mommy doesn't have time for this bullshit. And I get it. I get it. Kids are not easy, but you chose to have them and they're in your life for a reason. Kids who get frustrated by trying to think is healthier than kids who can't sit there to think, oh, what am I going to put on this piece of paper? I know the kids that weren't getting this screen time as much as home, when you can give them a piece of paper and they can be super inventive with it. And not to say all kids are inventive and have creative minds. Other kids are logical, but those kids would be doing math problems or, trying to figure out their times tables. They were trying to do something on the piece of paper, but they didn't have to sit there to think and sit there and like bash your head because they don't know what to do with a blank piece of paper and an instrument to do something with it. We got to lead by example. Again, and no matter what, if you have kids or not, you're still setting an example in public by how you are charitable, by how you are smiling back. Doesn't matter what you look like. I smile at people all the time and they're taken aback like, oh, I thought she was gothic and emo and dark and evil, but she's smiling at me. What the hell is that all about? Well, no. What's wrong with smiling? What's wrong with saying hi to a random stranger? I would be careful doing that in a major city right now because of the crazy people that are out that are probably demonically possessed, possibly other issues with the I don't want to go into it. It involves a bridge project. But what can you do to uplift others? What can you do to uplift yourself? Speaking into your water is one of them. Writing your intentions down, writing all the negative Nancy stuff, and then burning it, it transmutes it into the ether. Putting your hand on a tree and sending all your negative energy to the tree, it's going to diffuse it out. It's going to transmute it. Changing your mindset. Why did that animal appear? If you're, a lot of people have a lot of phobias or get squeamish over things. Ask yourself, why does that make you squeamish? When you're walking in a field and there's a venomous spider, snake, they feed off your fear. If you don't fear them, you have a better chance of being calm. They're not going to react to your energy field. You lose just, oh, okay. Hi, guy. And shimmy on back. Instead of freaking out and then it's gonna strike. We need to feed. You know how evil feeds on the loosh? They call it loosh. They feed your fear. They feed on your fear and your anxiety and your nervousness. They feed this negative essence feeds off of that. So what can we do to feed the earth back the light and each other? That's what we need to focus on, especially now that we can this is huge manifesting season, guys. We're in the Leo, we're in the sun energy, we're in the sun energy. We're in the lion. How do you be the major lion in the pride? You have to persevere through the struggles. You don't leave anybody behind. You make sure and you protect your pride. What are we now? Think about it in terms of us. What are we trying to protect? The land that we live on that's sentient. Everything is sentient. I listened to Brian Scott of the Reality Revolution the other day. I think it was on telepathy. I listened to him a lot because he reads quote. He got permission. Quo is one of my favorite channeling entities ever. I think he's more, to me, the social memory complex of Quo, to me, is a little higher than Ra, even though it's a part of the Ra collective. He was talking about everything being sentient. Dolores Cannon talks about the same thing. We were once the rock, we were once the fire, the tree, the this, the that. Now, in the spiritual community, I really beg everybody to go listen to this video. It's essential, especially those people that are continuing this battle with food, the veganism, the vegetarianism, and the carnivorism. Some people, everybody's an individual, by the way. Your body is individual, right? What you put in your body is your business. Plants are sentient. So you killing a second dimensional being, well, plants are also second dimensional to an extent. Some of it's first dimensional, but they still are sentient. They have essence. Do I agree with how they slaughter animals nowadays? No. But there are animals coming in, like how we come into this experience. They come in knowing that they're going to be used for their fur, for their food, for their bodies, for their food. They know this already. Again, but they come here and they kind of forget. I don't know if that applies to second dimension, second density on third dimension. I don't know. But we were once the animal that was consumed. We were once the plant that was consumed. Why? Because we have a food chain. The Native Americans killed the animals for multiple reasons, but they use all the parts of the body equally as much as they possibly can. They do it humanely. And they give thanks to the soul of that animal for their sacrifice. It's not done in a harmful, negative way. It's done instantaneous. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news to a lot of people, but humans are on a food chain as well. Multiple. There are entities higher than us and higher densities that consume humans. Humans consume humans more than you would think without your consent, by the way. Certain products have human DNA in it. Go figure. Certain people have allergies that the proteins from certain things trigger an allergic reaction. So animal products might be the only thing that they are able to eat. Everybody's individualized. But what Quo is saying is that it doesn't matter in the long run. That's what they're there for, and they know that, and so does the plants. You pluck a plant, it's dying for your food pleasure. But guess what? It's sentient. You should always be thanking your food and blessing it, and thanking the soul of that plant or animal. Thank them. Always. We have to stop judging other people and putting them down and saying, well, if you're not a vegan, you don't eat clean. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's on their own path. Everybody. And their paths are different from yours. So why are we judging other people? And why, a lot of people don't necessarily say, you're an animal killer, you're evil. No. You're a plant eater, you're evil. No, because we have to eat. That's what third dimension is. Other dimensions, they eat us. When you get higher in ascension and you higher in density and raise up, you don't need to eat anymore because you're just taking in the life essence of the ether. You're taking in energy. Some monks have achieved that. So, everybody serves their purpose. And when our physical vehicles die, what is the cycle of life? What eats us if we're not cremated? The bugs. We get right away recycled back. So it's a loop. And we have to put that into perspective. Not only should we not be judging other people, it's okay to look at somebody's intention. We have to judge in some way to keep ourselves safe, and assessing situations and assessing people. But by labeling and putting names and bashing people, and being negative on people isn't going to help our earth situation that we're in right now. We have to forgive, thank those people that are giving us the lesson. Like, I don't like what you did. I'm not really going to forgive you, but I'm going to let it go and release it. Goodbye. Not hard to do. Some senses it does, because you were personally hurt by a situation. Someone really, really carved a big hole in your heart. And we're not asking ourselves, well, why was that person in our life? And what lesson did they teach us? When we could start asking those questions, why do certain bugs bother us? Why does certain noise bother us? We can go back and really think about it and analyze it to go, oh, maybe it came from a past life and I don't know. Well, then cut the cord. There are so many things you could do to heal yourself. It's a matter of asking the right questions to yourself or thinking about it. Don't sit there and dwell on it and make it a negative experience. Just be rational about it. We can all manifest a better world, but we need to be on the same page, because collectively we all need to be thinking of everybody that encompasses the planet and the other dimensions. What do we want for this new world? How are we rebirthing ourselves, and where are we placing ourselves in this new world? How are we helping everybody out? This is the mindset, and this is how things are going to get better. It can't get better if we're going within and just thinking about ourselves. We're all fractals of each other. We're all one and the same. We're all fractals of each other because we're also fractal of source. So, by you just thinking inwardly and not thinking about the collective at large, are you a service to yourself or a service to others? You need to service yourself. You have to have your cup full in order to spread it out, for sure. But if you're only thinking of yourself and the immediate people around you in your family, but not as a totality, not much is going to change. Spread your abundance. That could be your knowledge. That could be, oh, someone's in need. You know what I could do? I don't have the money, but I could share their post. I could share their fundraiser. Someone lost their cat. Someone lost their dog. Oh, you know what? I could post it on my page. We have the ability to play the chess game. Oh, someone's grandma really needs a walker. Oh, I have an extra one in the house. Could she use this until she gets a better one? Just think about what crap. A lot of us have so much stuff. Many of us don't. I inherited a lot of crap. Now I'm sharing the abundance with people who need. So I'm going to harp on this more and more until more people do it. And I hope that people who are watching and listening to me do the same thing. You're spreading your abundance in however you can do it without depleting yourself. That's most important. You don't want to deplete what you have. If you have extra of what you have, you're giving it away freely, with love, light. We want to be aware that the more people who do this, the more backups we have, the more people that will be serviced. Their energy uplifts. They don't feel like life is stinging them at every point, because people are now coming in and being what we would want to call a hero, but being human, coming in and not letting them fall completely flat on their face. You're reaching a hand out to somebody. Here, I can help you. I picked up boxes from a food pantry. Guy had extra stuff in his storage facility. It's like, anybody want it? And I put my name down, and there was 3 other people before me. No one picked it up. I said, hey, he like wrote me. He's like, do you still interested in the boxes? He's like, yeah, I need them bad, please. And I met up with him, and I got a whole slew of boxes. That's what I've been doing the last 2 days, is just making the boxes and then putting things in them. He saved my day. He had an abundance of boxes he wasn't using and was taking up space. Here, someone can have it. It's these little things that make a bigger impact in other people's lives. And the more people who do that, and do it for random people and random strangers, the more we uplift the energy of this planet, the more we're getting rid of the evil sucking vacuum that sucks the life force out of all of us. We got to think everybody doing it, not just a few chosen people. There are always going to be good people that just give their heart and their shirt off their sleeves and off their body to other people. There's always going to be those people. No one's saying you got to do that. But we got to do it more consciously, and we got to do it more on a collective scale. And we got to spread the word out. You don't need to call it an Amish mindset. I just use that as an example because their community never lets any one of them fall. Their barn burns down, the next day it's being built back up. No expense is spared. Because you're doing it as a collective. Now, how do we think of that on a bigger term? How do we get Earth back to where we need it so she can ascend with us? Well, she's taking us through the ascension, so we got to treat her properly. Use this portal and this full moon. Sit in a meditation, sit with binaural beats on, guided meditations to go to sleep. There are lots of information out there through the interwebs that give you free listening tools to help you. Try to manifest abundance. Try to manifest prosperity. You can tweak it out to make it that you want it for everybody and for yourself. Talking into your water. Praying. Whatever it is that you do in your daily life. Include everybody, humanity, the earth, and let's do it consistently. Make it a habit. Put it in your schedule. As soon as you wake up in the morning, or when you're brushing your teeth, or when you're in the shower, whatever you do, how can you manifest a beautiful world for all of us? We have to shine the light, guys. And we can absolutely do it. But it doesn't just take one of us. It takes all of us. And the way we could do that is put emotion into action that gives a positive cause and effect to the world and not a negative. And I'm going to drive this home because that's what Spirit wants me to do to help out the collective. And hopefully more people pick up on it, more people start doing it and do it on a regular basis. And not because you're a superhero and that you want praise. Because you're a good person and you have a heart that is emanating love and light and compassion. So you don't want to see other people fall. It doesn't matter if it's a stranger or your best friend. You don't want to see people suffering. And there's levels to that, and everybody suffers differently, and everybody has different emotions. So you have to respect the perceptions and just emanate the light. I'm sending each and every one of you love and light. I hope you got something out of this. The full moon isn't over. Just started. It'll be up again tonight in a bunch of hours from now. So you have time to write, burn, purify, transmute, go into nature, talk into your water, visualize sending light to everybody and the planet, praying for peace and prosperity and harmony for all. Little things. Sharing the meme, sharing the post. All those things I read are on Facebook or on Instagram or on other platforms. You don't see those things by accident. They come across because you need to see them. So what could you do today to uplift others? I'll leave you with that, guys. I hope everybody has an amazing next couple of days. Please be safe, be seen, and do you, your authentic self. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.